Okay, so continuing on with slope, if we want to find the slope and y-intercept given our equation, we can do so by putting it in slope-intercept form. So let me remind you, slope-intercept form is y is equal to mx plus b. So what does that mean? It means we have to solve for y. So let's do that. We add 4. 3x plus 2 is equal to 4. We subtract 3x. 2y is equal to negative 3x plus 4, and then we divide by 2. Y is equal to negative 3/2 x plus 2. Okay, so with that being said, we have the slope, m is equal to negative 3/2, and the y-intercept is 0, 2. Okay. All right. Graph using intercepts. If you want to do the x-intercept and y-intercept, that's easy to do too. So if we do 4x minus 3y minus 6 equals 0, I'm going to move the 6 first. So we've got 4x minus 3y is equal to 6. So if I set y equal to 0, I get the x-intercept. So if I do that, that's 4x minus 3 times 0 equals 6. So that's 4x equals 6, which means x is equal to 3/2. So 3/2 is 0 is 1 point. And then if I do x is 0, sorry, let me zoom this thing out real quick. If I do x is 0, then I have 4 times 0 minus 3y equals 6, which gives negative 3y equals 6, which means y is equal to negative 2. So we have 0, negative 2. And then I draw my graph. And I have 0, negative 2, and 3/2, 0. Okay. And I can draw my line. So with 2 points, you can draw your line. That's another way you can graph. If you want to do points and plug 0 for x, 0 for y, do it that way. As long as it's a line, that will work. If it's not a line and it's a parabola, you will draw the wrong graph. So one other thing we need to talk about, parallel and perpendicular. This is not that difficult of a concept. If I give you the graph, or the line y equals 5x plus 2, and I want to find something parallel. Sorry, that's not parallel symbol. The parallel symbol is this, upside down t. Parallel to this would be when the slope is equal to 5. Okay, 5 has to be the same exact thing. Now if I wanted, actually that's not parallel. That's perpendicular. What am I doing? Sorry, parallel is two slashes. Sorry, that's better. If I want perpendicular, that's the upside down t. I should have known. That's because it makes a right angle. Then the slope is going to be, you're going to flip this number. So if it's 5 over 1, it becomes 1 over 5. And negate it. So to know for sure if two numbers are perpendicular, you have m times m equals negative 1. m1 times m2 equals negative 1. So 5 over 1 times 1 over 5 to the negative is going to equal negative 1, and so that is the perpendicular. So it's the negative reciprocal. Reciprocal means flip it over, reciprocate it, and then the negate it means just change the sign. If it's negative, it's positive. If it's positive, it's negative. Okay. So that is taken care of. So let's go ahead and look at a couple of these problems real quick. And the first one we see is write an equation of a line passing through this parallel to a line whose equation is that in point slope form and slope intercept form. Okay, so we can do either. All right, so let's do the first one. So we want it to pass through negative 3, 1, and want it to be parallel to 2y, 2x plus 1. So remember, parallel to that is going to be when m is 2. Same exact thing. So we have y minus y1 1, that's this point, equals m, which is 2, x minus negative 3. I'll change that to a plus. Y minus 1 is equal to 2 times x plus 3. That's y minus 1 is equal to 2x plus 6. Add the 1. Y is equal to 2x plus 7. Okay, that is your equation. And it says express it in point slope form and point slope intercept form. This is point slope form. That is point intercept form. Okay. Now let's do the last part of this one. Obviously there's practice for you on Alex. I think this is not too difficult. I hope it's not too difficult, but it says find the slope of any line that is perpendicular. So just the slope is all they want in this question. So first we need to figure out what the slope of this is. So we have x plus 4y minus 8 equals 0. So let's put it in slope intercept form. So let's solve for y. And we have x plus 4y is equal to 8. Subtract the x. 4y is equal to, what is that? Negative x plus 8 divided by 4. And y is equal to negative 1/4 x plus 2. Okay, so that's the slope of this. The slope here is negative 1/4. Okay, so then if we want to negate and reciprocate, we need this to flip over. So that's going to be 4 over 1 and change the sign to positive. So this is just going to simply be m is equal to 4. So that is the perpendicular slope. Now the next one asks, write an equation of a line passing through this and perpendicular to this line. And we want it in general form. So let's do that. All we need to do is, first things first, let's solve that equation and get the slope. X plus 4y minus 8 is 0. Is that the same equation? Oh, it is. So then m here is going to equal 4. We just solved that. That's this one right here. Okay, we already found this answer. And we already have the point, so let's do it. We have y minus y1, negative 5, equals m, which is 4. And then x minus 3. Okay, so that's y plus 5 is equal to 4 times x minus 3. Y plus 5 is equal to 4x minus 12. And y is equal to 4x minus 17. Okay, so that is point slope form. That's not what they asked for, though. They asked for general form, so let's subtract everything over. So we have y equals 4x minus 17, so minus 4x. Negative 4x plus y equals negative 17. And we add 17. And we have negative 4x plus y plus 17 is equal to 0. And that is your general, this is your general form. And we are done. So if you want perpendicular, negative reciprocal. If you want parallel, the same slope. And you just use the point slope formula to figure out if it goes through the point. You know, if you want it to go through a point and have a specific slope, that is how you do it. One thing to note about parallel is if I give you the equation y is equal to 5x plus 7, there are infinitely many lines that are parallel to this, but there is one that is not. Y is equal to 5x plus 7 is not parallel. It's the same exact line, so it will not be parallel. Parallel means they do not intersect. These intersect at every point. This is the same line as this, so be careful. Also, y is equal to 10 over 2 plus 14 over 2. That would also be the same line as these. So be careful, guys. There are different variations of them. Don't get confused and trick yourself. Thank you, guys.